Dying Light 2 was just released earlier this February, and already fans are singing praises and sharing insights on its recent launch. Fans of the franchise are quick to notice several tributes and nods incorporated within the game, which may be something you overlooked while playing if you're one of the few who just recently started this game. But don't you worry, because we got you covered. For today's episode, we'll be sharing with you Dying Light 2 Easter eggs and tricks players need to know, as well as other interesting facts. So keep on watching to know more. First up, the End of the World Party banner. Starting today's list of Easter eggs is the advertising banner you'll see for an End of the World party, which you'll encounter while doing the Pilgrim's Path mission as you explore one of the abandoned mansions. Next, Doom Challenge and At the Developer's Room. Another Easter egg you need to check out in case you missed it is located in the Developer's Room. To access this room, you need to connect all the wires as you head down a building so you can open it up upon completion. But it doesn't stop there. There's a hidden challenge in the Developer's Room, but first, you need to explore the map in Dying Light 2 and seek 5 black ducks. You need to collect all 5 items, then head to VNC Tower's basement where you need to place the ducks on the table and connect all the wires. Upon completing these 2 tasks, you'll be given a Doom gun and asked to participate in a challenge. By accepting this challenge, you'll face a battle monster similar to the Doom video game, complete with the same graphics from the game, which is reminiscent of the first level in Doom. After completing the challenge, you'll get to see a letter of thanks to the developers of the Doom series. Next, a Dead Island logo is visible at a certain view. Another Easter egg incorporated into Dying Light 2 is the logo of another survival horror video game, Dead Island. If you want to see for yourself, all you have to do is climb a certain height in a forested area wherein you'll see the Dead Island logo from a distance reflected on a body of water. Up next, developers include the soundtrack of Dead Island at the introductory cutscene. Another nod they made to Dead Island is incorporating one of its hit soundtracks, Who Do You Voodoo, into the gameplay at the beginning of the game. In the introductory cutscene, you'll be following Spike in a building where you get to explore several rooms, and in one of these rooms, you'll find several items from a party, which includes a record player. Upon closer inspection, you'll notice that the record features a song called Who Do You Voodoo by Sam B, one of the playable characters from Dead Island, and is also one of the theme songs from the same game. In the Dead Island game, you could hear Sam hum this song while standing idle, although the actual song isn't played in the Dead Light 2 game. Still, it's nice to know that the creators still included this Easter egg in their latest game. But stick around long enough, you might want to keep your eye on Spike as he rummages through the mansion for supplies. There's a particular dialogue that triggers Spike to visit a certain room with a grand piano where he plays a tune for a little bit. Fans of Dying Light may recognize the tune as Horizon, one of the best tracks from the first game's soundtrack. Next, score goals at football and watch a certain character dance. Continuing today's list, we also have an Easter egg from playing football, which you could access by scoring 3 goals. After scoring these, leave the area and come back to score 6 more goals, wherein upon completion, a boss will appear from the game and do a short dance number. Next up, receive a weapon from a mysterious character who mentions Kyle Crane. Developers of Dying Light 2 included several Easter eggs that pay tribute to the first game, which include the mention of the character Kyle Crane, who is one of the protagonists and playable characters from Dying Light and Dying Light the Following. At one point in the game, you'll encounter a mysterious character who mentions Kyle Crane, and upon further discussion, he'll hand you a familiar-looking weapon. While admiring this newly acquired item, you'll suddenly notice that the mysterious character disappeared without a trace. Another nod given to Crane is seen when Spike looks up at the atmosphere as he ventures to the wilderness. He wonders if Crane would be happy if he was to witness the scenery in front of his eyes. You can also find a Cyberpunk 2077 weapon in the game. The developers of the game included another tribute to another video game, this time from CD Projekt, called Cyberpunk 2077. The weapon in question is called a Mantis Blade, which is a type of cyberware that you can give to V, who is one of the characters in the game. By implanting the Mantis Blade into V's body, you can now attack enemies with these blades embedded in your body, which could further be improved through the mods. Next, there are a lot of hidden missions in the game. There are several hidden games found within Dying Light 2, and here are a few you should check out, such as a side mission called Spacecock, which you'll receive from a talking hen. Upon completing this mysterious side mission, you'll be rewarded the Pan of Destiny blueprint. Another mission you could unlock is the Baba Yaga space mission, which is a parkour mission that you can unlock by turning on the fungus on a crane. By the way, if you run around enough within the game, there will come a time when you'll encounter 2 popular characters, Chris and Leon Redfield from the Resident Evil series. Then there's another quirky feature in the game wherein your left index finger turns into a finger gun. You can also pick random items for a hoverboard. Another interesting Easter egg in Dying Light 2 is the hoverboard secret parkour challenge, which you can take part in by collecting several different components for a hoverboard. As fun as it is, there's a little drawback. You can only use the hoverboard here and nowhere nowhere else. But if you're still up to the challenge, you can find several of the hoverboard components at the Church of St. Thomas the Apostle, in the trunk at Muddy Grounds, and along the right side of the bridge at the southeast Muddy Grounds. Dying Light 2 Stay Human. What is the game all about? Dying Light 2 is the sequel to Techland's massive hit survival horror game, Dying Light. The second installment takes place years after the zombie outbreak in Haran ended, with no reported survivors, and now introduces a new character called Aiden Caldwell, who's in search to find her missing sister, Mia. Their story takes place in 2036 at the fictional European city of Villador, which is the last remaining city on Earth. A non-playable character is given tribute in Dying Light 2. Non-playable characters, or NPCs, are pretty common in games, and Dying Light has a wide cast of such characters. But we could say that Ghazi is one of the more popular ones. He is a sweet man with a mental disability who manages to survive the zombie apocalypse miraculously by himself, and he's given a little nod in Dying Light 2. There's a special room Aiden can find in Dying Light 2 that's covered in hand-drawn posters expressing Crane's greatness, with a doll placed at the corner labeled as Crane. This room is obviously made by none other than Ghazi, so it's a pretty cool feature in the game. As much as there are a lot of curious features and nifty challenges, there are some changes that gamers found disappointing, which include the following. No more weapon throwing. Fans who have played the first game will notice that Dying Light 2 lacks the option to throw your weapons at the zombie's head first, which isn't really a big miss, but it still feels like a missing part of the game, especially since it's something most of us would probably do if we ever found ourselves in the same situation. Fortunately enough, we're given the option to use throwing knives and bows, but we have to admit, throwing random objects at zombies is a feeling we miss. Lastly, you can no longer mooch off enemy weapons. Another bummer in Dying Light 2 is that you can no longer scrounge enemy weapons after defeating. In the first game, Crane was able to survive with a single weapon thanks to this option, wherein the player can pick up whatever weapon his enemies were using after he defeats them. Since we're on the topic of weapons, we should also mention that crafting weapons in Dying Light 2 is no more. Unlike in the first game, where players can build mods to put on their weapons, these pieces of equipment can be found in the open world. Sure, it's a lot easier. However, it takes out a little bit of fun in the game. And with that, we're concluding today's episode about Dying Light 2 Stay Human Easter eggs and tricks players need to know. Have you tried playing the game already? Are there other Easter eggs we missed in today's list? Let us know in the comments below. Before you go, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching.